All right, welcome to another episode of the Post Plan Podcast brought to you by Bitcoin Casino.vip. I'm not sure what number we're at now.
I think it's 13.
13? Oh, the unlucky number.
Yeah.
All right.
The screen says 13.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm an ill omen, I guess.
All right.
What we're learning.
Well, for lucky number 13, we brought in Mike, DarfMike.
DarfMichael.
DarfMichael is the official title, but you're here in Malta joining us.
DarfMichael was my father. Call me Darf.
Oh, amazing banter already. It's going to be a great episode, guys. More of that to come for sure.
So it's storming outside here in Malta, Mike. You brought the shittest weather we've
I thought
had.
I was coming to a warm island in the middle of the
No,
Mediterranean,
dude,
and there's just
unfortunately-
storms rolling through.
Malta during December, January, and summer February fucking sucks. Unfortunately. Love you, Malta, but I am going to Thailand next week to escape it. I'm out of here.
Oh yeah?
I can't take this anymore.
Are you going? You going beaches? Or you going north?
I'm going Muay Thai boxing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to like a training camp for like a month
Shit.
before
Where?
Pro League starts. In Phuket.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to escape this. Like whatever this is, I ain't feeling it no more.
No.
I haven't been on a vacation
Fuck
in
it.
like 10 years, so I'm out. So yeah, apart from that, have you been doing anything interesting in Malta? You've been able to explore with the weather?
You know, this event, usually I do a lot more exploring, and I did last time we were here in the summer. This event, I've been like, I had shit travel coming in. I was already,
bad
I
we
was coming
talking?
from Flomland with this guy in Vegas.
We'll get into Flomland. For
So
sure.
I was already getting in. I was supposed to get in Tuesday morning, which is first broadcast day, right?
Right.
Plane was supposed to drop at 10:30. I had a very tight window to get through all my connections, and then in Newark, my flight got delayed for random plane bullshit. So I missed my first connection.
Okay.
It's like, okay, guys,
We can handle one missed connection. Then.
well, but it means I'm missing the first broadcast day.
oh, okay.
margin-
maybe
We can't handle
the
that.
margin.
No
is
longer.
slim.
So you really need to do this podcast. huh?
But it only gets worse from there.
Yep.
So I get in, I'm in the Rome airport, I miss the plane. The next plane doesn't leave until 9 o'clock at night, Air Malta, right? It's the only other one. Otherwise, I would have had to go to Zurich and then through. And I was like, okay, if we had another connection in, I'm never seeing my suitcase again. So I'll eat it. I'll take the Air Malta, messaged everyone, got it all set up, got a new ticket issued from United from my airline. I get to that plane. By the way, there's no actual representative of Air Malta in the airport. There's just a gate agent who
No, they
shows up.
generally
Kinda
don't really
makes
do much
sense,
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
They show up like an hour before the flight's supposed to take off.
I'm,
and then the gate
I'm
opens.
surprised the pilot shows up, to be honest. So
So I rock up to that. The gate agent rocks up. I'm literally waiting. I'm waiting there. I'm fucking ready. I'm trapping her as soon as she gets up to the gate. I go up to her and I say, hey, here's my ticket, yada, yada, yada. I need you to issue me the boarding pass because it had just been reissued. I didn't have the boarding pass, so on and so forth.
Right.
She goes, oh, yeah, you're not in our system. It's like, what do you mean I'm not in your system? I have the ticket right here. Here's the receipt and everything.
you didn't have
She goes,
DarfMichael on the system, man.
I can look up the ticket number, but your name's not on the ticket number. And so I'm like, okay, well, can you add me? And she goes, no, I'm not an Air Malta employee. I'm an airport employee. So you need to call United. So I'm calling United. I'm trying to get on the phone with them. They're like, we issued the ticket. It should be there. Okay, it's not there. Well, we can reissue it. They're trying to do this whole thing. Meanwhile, I would have had to call Air Malta, except fun fact, this flight leaves at 9, right? So the gate opened at 8. Air Malta's call center closes at 8.
Oh,
Fun fact,
Okay.
right before one of their most important flights arrive
Ooh.
or leaves.
I like
Don't
that.
like
It means they don't have to
places.
deal with anyone.
So that's
Yeah,
fun.
true. It's got it all.
Can I work there? This sounds sick.
So I spent a nice hour haggling with the gate agent and with United on the phone, only to find out that I could not get on there because they had started boarding, so they couldn't issue a new ticket, so I couldn't order a ticket online. Anyways, I didn't get on that plane. Spent the night at the Malta Sky Hotel.
Oh.
And then finally did get out in the morning after the system kicked my ticket out one more time, and I had to call United like 3 times in the morning to actually get on the flight.
But did you make the first broadcast day?
No, absolutely not.
No. Okay.
I
There was
did
no
the
happy
second
ending.
broadcast day.
There was no happy ending.
No.
Okay. And I've been away. Your role on this show is doing desk hosting. I've seen you do interviews before. Are you doing both? Are you going to be doing?
For this first week, I've been hosting and interviewing.
Yeah.
And then next week, I'm going to be just desk hosting and then doing a certain game show element to the show that we have in this one that we haven't revealed yet.
I mean, you have one of the most unenviable jobs in that show of having to ask people, what bounty are you going to put on it?
We killed that. We killed that.
Oh, they're not
That's
doing it
dead.
anymore?
That's
And they
dead.
go, what bounty
They
are you going to
finally
do? And they always just
realized-
go, no bounty. And I go, oh, cool, amazing. We're doing that every time, are we? Like,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to take a bounty.
After 2 events of that not working, they finally killed that concept, which is a shame. It is legitimately a fun concept, but I think the reality is just that players don't want to do math. And so, like, when they're prepping for a game, no one wants to be thinking about, like, how much money should we
But
risk
also,
for the
the
VRS
organizations
calculation?
probably don't let them do it either. You know?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them I don't think care.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're Spirit and you're top 3 in the rankings, like who cares?
I
They just don't want to do math.
You used to introduce it in like such like exciting way, like this is the moment we're going to put some money on the line. It was just
Anybody,
always
$1.
$1, anything at all.
$1.50.
But once again, guys,
I would prep them ahead of time. I would go to I went to the player managers. I went to the admins. I'm like, you're sure you've briefed them?
Right.
And I'd go brief them myself. I'd explain exactly how it worked. I talked them through odds. I talked them through how you could set wagers, how you could do unequal ones, how you could just do it for like pride or honor.
And
or
then they
whatnot.
just
And
tell
then
you
they'd
to
get up
stop
there and
annoying
go,
them, man.
No. Yeah.
Well, you could have made it here faster on a sailboat than United Airlines by the looks
It
of
would have been
things.
a more pleasant journey. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That much.
Well, last time you were here, you were sailing. I'm sure you can hear the
Shout
whatever
out to
that
the
is.
siren.
That's probably the fire
fire
brigade, I would imagine.
I seen them picking up half a car today. So that
Yeah,
was,
like we
There's
don't
a lot
handle
of water available if they need it.
It's true. There's a lot going on. The thing is, like when Malta does get storms, the roads get flooded and everything. All the trees fall down. The power's very vulnerable.
Yes.
We don't handle adverse weather very well.
I put
So-
one light on today. The entire apartment.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
it. I was like, all right, that's cool.
So yeah, boats.
Sailboat. Back to that.
Sailboat.
Let's get back into the history of you and sailing in general.
Yeah, because you were sailing the last time. We had Maui Snake on the podcast. He was telling us about your sailboat adventure. So why don't you tell
That
us a
was
little
fun.
about the lore of the DarfMike boat trips?
So I grew up sailing with my dad to some degree, but I didn't love it that much. And then when I was a young man and I needed a job, I got a job on a pair of sailing schooners. Schooners are like boats with 2 masts or more, where the back mast is the tallest mast. That's basically what it is.
Sounds like a big boat though.
Big boat,
Yeah.
74 foot long.
Okay.
Took passengers out. We took like up to 48 people on
And
day
what was your
sails.
role on the boat?
Crew, pulling
Crew?
ropes,
Okay.
steering,
Yeah.
making things happen, serving drinks, serving
Mhm.
food. So I did that for 3 summers. It was a seasonal job, 3 summers into fall, that kind of thing. Worked on the boat some in the winter in maintenance, and really fell in love with it. And then started doing some more hardcore racing, and I do some distance racing with my dad. And some
When you say
distance
racing, it's
cruising.
like there's a competitive element. Like,
Yeah.
There's like competition.
Yeah, so we're not wildly competitive because the wildly competitive boats are
Yeah.
Expensive as hell, yeah.
Lot of
Okay, so you're
money.
setting up your own boat, and it's like you're doing it for the experience, like the camaraderie.
Yeah,
the
there's a
experience.
class called Racer Cruiser, which is a cruising boat, a boat that was really built for cruising and not going super fast. That has been kind of tricked out to push it. And then so it's a bunch of people who it is their personal vessel. No one's sinking too crazy amounts of money into it because then you get moved up a class. And so you're racing against people who roughly are equal, and then you get what is essentially like a handicap adjustment for how theoretically fast your boat should be. And so
Okay.
that then tweaks and adjusts
Kinda like-
times
okay.
so that you can race competitively across a bunch of
What
different
was
kinds of
the
boats.
best result you and your dad ever got?
Uh,
It's a core memory for you. When did it all click? You think this is
the
my
core
thing?
memory is we did in 2018 we did an Annapolis to Bermuda race,
Oh,
which
okay.
is like
Dangerous, I would say.
650 miles.
And boats go missing there.
So the Bermuda Triangle is south of Bermuda.
Oh,
As long as you
There we
stay
go.
west and north of it, you're good.
Okay.
So
Can we
kinda cool to
confirm,
check
can we
out the
confirm or
triangle.
deny is the Bermuda Triangle real? Is it?
It's just honestly what it is it's just a big ass stretch of ocean, so that
Okay.
if you get into trouble out there, no one's coming to get you.
I mean,
and then your
like
boat's going missing.
I'm sure it was a problem in like the 80s. I'm sure
Like
modern
radar
technology has made
systems
it
and-
probably pretty safe. these
AIS
days.
and GPS has made the Bermuda Triangle way less
AIS. What's
intimidating.
AIS?
I forget what it stands for, but it's basically a GPS program where you can ping other boats.
Okay.
And instead of everything going to a satellite, you go off of each other's AIS transponders.
It's like an ad hoc
and relay
network
everyone's
sort of
position.
thing.
I watched a
Okay,
documentary
nice.
recently on the ships that are turning their AIS off to go into fishing areas they're not allowed to be in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
it happens quite a lot. A lot of Chinese boats
Conspiracy
at the moment.
theories now here
Even
on the
even in
Post
the
podcast.
US, people do that just to like protect their spot because they don't want the other fishing boats to
Right.
track where they're getting their catch from. And it is really obnoxious and dangerous because they're big and they've got fishing gear deployed and they're annoying.
It's like
to
a whole
find in the
city of
water.
fishing boats.
So it was your dad that got you into the boats.
Yes.
Who got you into the games? Where did that begin? Did they go hand in hand? Did your dad not allow the video games? Did he want you to be on the boat more?
No, my dad allowed the video games. When did the gaming start? I was a young lad. I don't remember the first game. So we had a PC. On that PC, it was like, Windows 95 is the first one I remember.
Okay.
We had such classics as Descent.
Yeah,
You
sure.
played Descent?
Of course.
Spaceship in an asteroid. This
It was
predates
like-
your existence.
Yeah,
I think.
like you could actually like 3D sort of like
It was
world
sick.
like this. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
There was no grav, and you're like fighting mining robots.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was actually a pretty good game.
There was my dad had an F-22 flight simulator that was way too complicated for me to ever figure out. I could never get the plane to
he
take
had
off.
the what's it called, the gears or
Joystick,
joystick,
the thruster.
He had a joystick and then the keyboard, and it was like this
Okay.
button is flaps, this button is this. Never figured that out.
Okay, so he was at least to some extent a gamer.
A very light game.
Yeah. So
He-
he
he's
didn't,
sophisticated
he didn't
gamer.
disapprove of young Michael
No.
playing video games.
No, my brother got an N64 for Hanukkah when I want to say 3 and he was 6.
Okay.
And then, it was all over. Rogue
That was
Squadron, Mario Kart.
When did you start playing CS?
Late, very late. I didn't do any PC gaming really. I had Macs in like high school and whatnot, so I was doing very shitty gaming.
Minecraft on the Mac?
No, I was playing TF2, but
TF2 on a Mac.
dude, on a trackpad is how I started.
my God.
I was playing on a trackpad on the Mac. So the way that
What?
Valve used, that's how I started playing CS2 actually. The way that Valve ran their games on Mac is they just ran everything through a translator too. So you had input delay and you were on a trackpad. So I was not good. I could pretty much only play Sniper in TF2 because anything that required actual tracking
Are we
was
doing like
not
a trackpad
happening.
like this in the laptop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the shitty Mac one with the heavy click button too.
Yeah, right. And it's only a single click, right? You have to right click, you have to.
Control click. Yep.
Yeah.
It was bad.
okay.
It was bad. Eventually, I got a little crappy Bluetooth wireless mouse, and that
Right,
improved
dude,
me
that's
everything
wild.
vastly. But I didn't really get into CS until like 2014, 2015. I mean, I played a tiny bit of 1.6 in like a LAN cafe in Vietnam, but
Back in Nam, eh?
back in
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So tell us about that then. You're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You've been living in a lot of places, Mike. Why the hell did you do that?
My parents were diplomats, so growing up, we moved pretty much every 3 years to different embassies around the world. So we were in Vietnam for 3 years, and
So your Vietnam flashbacks are MacBook trackpad TF2ing.
Mine are way chiller than most. Technically, I have been shot in Vietnam.
flashback.
It was with an airsoft gun by my friend,
Okay.
but I have been shot in Nam.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. We need to just title this episode Vietnam Flashbacks with Darth Michael.
Yeah, it's actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that. I think I've heard your parents are diplomats before. I didn't realize you went every 3 years. to somewhere
Pretty
else.
much, yeah. We
What
had-
was your favorite place?
See, that's always a hard question to answer because every place has pros and cons, right? Like Vietnam's gorgeous, food's incredible, price is really cheap, but it's also quite remote. There were some issues. I mean, compared
Monsoon.
to the US, right? There was some just like I don't know what it's like now. It's been 15 years at this point. I'm sure a lot's come a long way, but there's always issues and drawbacks to different places. I'm going to be moving back to Berlin in a little bit, which is great. That's where I graduated high school. Love that
Berlin.
city a lot. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bitte. Okay.
Ja, bitte.
Love that. Why Berlin?
Natürlich.
Sick of America?
Conveniently located.
He likes leather and techno clubs.
Dude, come to Malta if you like that. We've got all that stuff here.
Well, now.
Shout out
Might
to
need to
Mike.
get some recommendations.
Yeah. So Berlin.
Yes.
I think I remember you mentioning Germany last time I saw you. I can't remember Berlin though. Why Berlin? Is like something going on there or just convenient?
I'm familiar with the city, which is nice. I speak enough German to get around, which is nice.
Oh,
It's
nice.
very international, and there's a lot of English speaking, which is good for my partner, Sarah.
True.
There's also some Berlin-specific visas for freelancers, specifically for artists, which Sarah
Okay.
is.
Nice.
Should make it easier for her to get approved for the freelance visa.
And I guess in general, being a Counter-Strike talent, it's better to be in Europe. Full stop, right?
Yeah. It's funny because once upon a time it would have been essential. I think the place I'm in right now, it's less essential for the work, but it's very helpful for the work. Of like
Sure.
my travel days are going to be way less gnarly. Hopefully I won't get stuck in the Rome airport for 24 hours ever again.
Let's hope not.
Like everything should just be a lot more chill about getting to events, not being jet lagged, that kind of thing. I don't think it's going to make a wild difference on a lot of my hiring. Maybe with some of the TOs that have slightly more reduced budgets or doing things a little more slapdash, some of the studio events and things like
Right.
that. But really the answer is just I want to. I've, again, growing up, moving around all the time, and then I've been in the US for like 13 years now, which is just longer than I've been anywhere
Yeah.
ever. I'm just kind of ready for a new thing.
Damned. Well, seeing as with the US, why don't we get into Flomland?
Yeah.
let's
I
do
mean,
it.
we're talking about smaller events in Europe, but it's the smaller events in America starting to pop up. And we were both in Vegas last week. Feels like a lifetime ago, but we were there last week for Flomland. And honestly, that was probably one of the best small events I've ever worked. Probably the best.
Didn't see a minute of it. Could you just explain to me the headline? What is Flomland? Is it a fun community land or is it
Right.
actually
So
competitive land?
Flomland was a $30,000 Valve ranked American event, right? We had all top 8 teams minus Passion UA
Yep.
that were there. So we had like the top 2 teams were M80 and NRG, and everybody kind of.
And have you got all like the fun teams there as well, just turning up, or is it just like actual competitive teams? It's not like a BYOC.
You had your fun
No,
teams.
it was an invite. It was a full invite, capped at 8.
Okay.
Just 8 teams
Right.
battling it out.
Well, there were still
full
fun
VRS.
teams.
There was some fun guys.
The thing is,
Not
if
taking
you
it
had
that
had
seriously, perhaps, yeah, okay.
if you had 2 teams there that weren't there, if Wildcard hadn't exploded their team and then lost
ChatGPT'd
all their
their team.
VRS, ChatGPT'd it and lost all VRS, and if Passion had made it, I think I just accidentally turned off my microphone. Hopefully that
That's
didn't
fine.
last.
No, you're good. Don't worry.
For the best of times, to be honest with you. this
If
whole
Passion
thing.
UA hadn't declined, then you would have had a pretty solid top 8.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have those, it shallows out really quick in NA right now. So you had a couple teams in Regain and Phoenix that were a little out of their depth. Phoenix actually did better than I thought they would.
I've never seen a single one of these teams, by the way.
Okay.
They were on the B stream the whole time.
Yeah.
And by the time, they could have rolled around, they were already out of the tournament. So I never got to see them.
They basically lived up to expectations.
Yeah. I
Phoenix
casted M80,
performed-
NRG, Marsborn.
It's pretty
Were
nice.
you guys doing like Pro League style, like 3 of us
It was
commentating?
like more like Beyond the Summit. Like it was kind of like Pro League a little bit, but it was.
So you're watching the games or like hanging out while watching?
Yeah,
like,
so we
telling
had this
stories
couch
and-
kind of like this.
Yeah.
Flom would sit there at the end.
Yeah.
Jason would be
So they
beside
kind of
him.
copied our show.
But yeah.
It was a funny balance because it was almost like
Sofa's kind of our thing.
you had the casting duo of Dinko and Moses, right? And then you just have Flom there kind of co-streaming live with them.
I guess it's all on Flom's channel, right? That
Yeah, all on
makes
Flom channel.
sense.
But Flom legitimately was good. Like
did
he
great.
understood casting to the point where he was never any like dead air. You didn't have to like kind of, you're gonna do your thing, you're gonna talk, you're gonna say. He would just come in with opinions, and they're actually good and context, and so he was actually very easy to work with. And so it made it quite easy when you needed to get up and use the toilet or something. Like you could feel like you could leave Flom behind with Jason, and everything was gonna be fine.
8-team tournament. How many days we talking?
3.
So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dude, the schedule was
I
insane.
was gonna say, like, I'm trying to work out the logistics of that.
Ideal world, you would have had one more day, but life's
That's what
expensive.
I'm thinking, because you got an A and a B stream, but you still have to do at least like what, 3 best of 3s a day to even make it through the tournament.
So the first day was 2 BO3s. The second day was 4 BO3s.
Yeah, right.
On the A stream.
yeah,
So obviously there's more on the B stream as well. I
Yeah,
don't,
there was another. So there were 4 matches the first day, 2 on the B stream, 2 on the A stream, and then the second day there were 6 matches, 2 on the B stream, and then 4 on the A stream.
okay.
and then 3 on the final day.
So kind of like Launders LAN is doing a more community sort of focused thing. Flom LAN is definitely more competitive, trying to make,
Yeah.
like raise the Americas up and actually give
Yes.
them somewhere to play, right?
It's and then you also have the Fragadelphias that are like full grassroots open to everyone.
Philadelphia's still going.
Oh, yeah.
I know
sir.
that they're
Frag's
still
had
going.
a huge
I'm
year.
seeing that they've got different like frags going on now. It's not just Philadelphia. There's different like cities.
They were
doing
like
it
in
as well.
Miami or something
Yeah,
recently?
they just did a Miami one to start this year in January. A lot
I
of
wasn't
teams
sure
got
if it
their first
replaced
events.
it. That was all.
They've done no, it's the same frag. VRS has been really good to them because there's
Yeah.
so many points on the line that now you've got like
It was literally the
NIP
major
coming
qualifier.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the
true.
Fragadelphia RMR basically is
Yeah.
what we had.
That's awesome.
So it's been Frag's been on the up. Oh sure.
Okay, you guys were in Vegas though. Can we get one behind the scenes Vegas story? Something good, something
All right.
interesting that happened.
So
That's what I really care about. If you're in
honestly,
Vegas.
So I was like, I come to Vegas. I brought my girlfriend with me. I was like, yo, we're going to have some good times. It's Vegas. Schedule comes through. It's like, you are going to be casting with no breaks for 13 hours straight. So I was like,
Okay.
right. So I went out after the work day. Just, I was like,
Tired.
all right, I'm going to do both. I'm going to live and I'm going to work as well. Party hard, work hard, play hard, So I left and we went out.
Party hard, then work hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Is the order he's doing it in.
It's important
It's
to
all
have your
kinda-
priorities down, you know?
As long as you work hard,
Yeah, I guess
it doesn't really matter, right?
Sorry.
Order of
So a bit of
operations
both.
is not important.
But anyway, last night it was Moses' birthday. Jason turned 39 years old, so we
Sure.
we went out to a big dinner, like a big crew dinner. That was a lot of fun. And then we went out to the casino at our hotel, and I ended up, get a little bit of cash, and I gave $20 to Hext, and he put that straight away. He split it into $10 piles. He put one $10 on green, one on a specific number. He won the green number on the roulette. Was up $500 within 5 seconds.
What?
Yep. And then put another $10 on a specific number and won that as well. So bro's like $600, $700 or something like that out of the $20 I give him.
How
I'm
much
like,
he give you back?
yo, that's so sick. I'm like, I'm gonna get like $100. He's gonna be so kind to me. It's like, yo, here's your I don't know how much this is, but here you go.
He's giving
I'm
you a
like,
chip back?
Yeah, and I just count it and I'm like, that's $20, Hext. He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, this is the most insane betting experience, gambling experience of my life. And I'm like, yeah, that was pretty sick to watch, man. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, it wasn't really it was house money I was playing with, you know?
Sure.
But it was just funny to watch him, you know, win so much so quickly and just be like, yeah, I'm going to keep all this. Thank you. And I was like,
no.
yeah.
That's
What
messed
about-
up. Hex? If you're watching this, tip your loan shark, I guess.
I was hoping for at least $5 profit at
Yeah,
least.
come on, man.
But that was kind of
Give
it,
him a
Henry. It
taste.
wasn't
Cut
as
him in.
wild as
Okay, what
could've
about
been.
Mike's got a better story? I know Mike's got something up his sleeve here, a deranged, debauched story from the slums of Vegas. What have you got for
it
me? The
being
back
Vegas,
streets.
pretty tame for me for Vegas.
Yeah?
I did a
we
little,
actually had no time, Henry,
Okay.
to do
Well,
literally
we had no
anything.
time, man. And then also knowing that it was coming into
Yeah.
immediately needing to walk into a
Yeah,
broadcast
fam.
day here. I was
Okay.
not trying to get too.
Well, there are
annihilated.
some stories. I just don't know if we can say the words that I need to say. It would probably get not allowed on YouTube.
Tell me about the venue then. You're in that pyramid place.
Venue was
right?
nice.
The HyperX thing.
Luxor,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're in the Luxor, which is the full pyramid. The HyperX Arena is nice. It's
And they
kind
used
of like a
what did they
theater.
used to be? Like just a venue in general and HyperX bought it out and made it like
No, so the entire pyramid is a hotel.
Oh, okay.
The
I thought the
HyperX
whole thing was the
yeah,
HyperX
No,
thing.
that
HyperX
would
is
be
like a
insane.
small.
That's what I was thinking.
A
That is-
The
small
Luxor is
part of it.
huge.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's one of the biggest pyramids in the world
So that's just like a conference room within.
within the hotel.
It's sort of
Okay.
like a theater almost, or like a
Okay.
cabaret kind of vibe. You've
Yeah.
got like a balcony.
Okay.
you've got,
Whenever
like,
I've seen that
floor
thing, I think
seating.
HyperX have that whole thing. That's
No,
insane.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
And then I rock up and I'm like, dude, getting your hotel room in Vegas is like an alien experience for me
It
because
is.
you arrive and it's just like immediately you've walked into some just different world. Everyone's a zombie walking around with like a giant slushy full of alcohol, and it's like I don't even know what time of day it is.
Everyone's smoking
kinda love it,
everywhere.
yeah. Slushies
Cigarettes,
are my
stick-
favorite. As you know.
Everything.
I
smells
just
like
kept
cigs.
doing that. Like,
I love slushies.
there's no
Love gambling.
yeah,
Everything the Vegas world.
specifically on
makes
BitcoinCasino.vip.
sense.
But
Yeah, true. That's where.
Yeah. But you know, I was in there and I got this like as we're checking in, I'm like trying to deal with the whole check-in situation, and I don't know, it's just different. There's no one that works there. You're just like trying to scan a QR code on your phone. It's not working. I turn around, my girlfriend's come back with a slushy full of alcohol within the first 5 seconds. I'm like,
Everyone's
I'm
with the
just like-
slushy.
I'm just going, yo, there's like no alcohol in that. That was so good. And I was like, okay, I can have a good time here. So I walk to the other end of the casino floor. It takes forever to get to the side of this
That's the
pyramid.
most confusing part. It's so overwhelming
Green
when you first
elevators,
work
blue
in.
elevators.
There's like a million machines and nothing makes sense as to where to go.
Everything's designed to confuse you, right? So
Yeah.
that you stay on the floor
Oh,
for
I
as
was
long
confused.
as possible.
Yeah, like nothing's really that well like
No.
signs or lit
All,
up.
all of the
Everything feels
signage is
dark.
like leading you through the casino floor. It's like I need to go this
Yeah.
way. No, okay, through the casino. All right, sure, why
Right.
not?
You know, the weirdest thing was when I was staying there, when I realized you can't really fuck around in Vegas. When I was like, like you pick the sign on the door in the hotel to like say no room service.
Yeah.
I had that on for 3 days, and the police came and like knocked on my door 3 days later, like as a wellness check. They said you hadn't had the maids in for like 3 days. We have to check you're still alive. I was like, damn, that's so deep. Is that what happens to people?
Dude,
They come to Vegas
when I walk
and
out
it goes so wrong. They have to check the hotel rooms. Like,
when
holy
I walk
shit.
out that door every day, Mike, the Luxor balconies are way too low, I would say, and you can just kind of
To
Why isn't
fall
it
straight
down
into the middle.
the lobby.
Yeah, you just see the
true,
pyramid.
yeah.
There's like no windows to the outside. There's one dingy window to the outside, and
Yeah.
everything else is just looking in.
Henry, are you familiar with the Blue Men?
The Blue Men Group.
Yeah.
From the adverts back in the day,
Yeah.
they did what was it, some sort of ad campaign they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, they perform in the Luxor still,
They're still going.
and we were like Moses became a blue
about-
man. Well, because they're bald, really.
And blue.
That was kind of it. But we thought Jason could be a blue man if he wanted to be.
I was close.
I mean,
If we cover him in blue paint, he could. That's the whole
I think
thing.
he looked more like a Smurf, to be honest.
blue
Smurf,
a blue Smurf.
Yeah, exactly. I think all Smurfs are blue.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, you're right. They all
Yeah.
are blue. That's kind of their
Famously
thing.
blue.
Famously blue.
That was the kind of the joke I was going for. But okay, so we've got no real great stories. The venue was good. The event was fine. Did Flom have a nice time?
He had a
I think
great
so.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was working his ass off.
Yeah,
He was hustling.
he's a good guy.
The event was great. Oh, I did start the grand final by taking a tequila shot, which was nice.
On camera?
Well, no.
Well,
Okay, so
kinda.
we had a tech delay, right?
Very
And,
long.
Honestly, the event ran super smooth. Admin team did a fantastic job, and then right before the grand final, you have to pay your sacrifice to the land gods. A tech delay hit, and it wound up going for quite a while, where they just needed to sort something with the venue's network.
Right. So you
Classic.
took it upon yourself for a bit of
drink.
entertainment.
there was a sign in the audience that
Yeah.
was DarfMike and Moses come to a tequila shot.
Not me,
with
though.
us.
Okay.
And
No,
they
they-
might
I didn't know
thought
if
you
I
were
was allowed to
underage.
drink.
That's
Yeah,
true.
really.
They probably thought you were under 21. to be fair.
So- We put it off for a little while, and the tech delay kept going, and it's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, I'll go down. So I said yes, rocked my way on down.
I need a drink.
Was about to take it on camera, and then
Floms.
I see the camera just slowly lower,
Monster Energy sponsor this. We can't look at Patron.
just slowly lower, and I'm like, "Are we not doing this?" She goes, "We don't know if we could show this on Twitch." It's like, all right, turn to face the audience, raise the glass, take the shot, go start the
Okay.
grand final
A sweet shot of Monster Energy as far
of
as
Monster
anybody knows.
Energy.
I guess they were bankrolling the whole thing. That was the
Yeah, well,
main
mostly,
sponsor.
well, yeah,
Monster, I Buy Power.
they were the big
Okay, nice.
sponsors,
Yeah.
but Flom put a lot of his own money into it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his own money into
Amazing.
it. So,
Events are fucking expensive, man.
yeah, and he
I realize
paid
I
us.
haven't asked. Are we good to swear on this podcast? I've said fuck like 6
You can do
times.
whatever you like.
No,
man.
we're
It's
gonna have to
beautiful.
edit this
If you want to
out,
do a
so.
shot, we've been doing shots on this show before.
Should we? Do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Oh,
I
alright,
have
never mind.
nothing in the house. I have not stocked up the shots.
Just this little guy. This little-
Just the little boo boo.
La foo-foo.
He's got the only shot left going on, the little Coke can. Yeah, I should have got refreshments. Bad host. We were going to do this at 6 p.m. We changed
Yeah.
the time to 3, so I was going to get to the store before. Didn't happen.
All right. Well, we can move on from that.
Logistics.
Yeah, Las Vegas was great. I think what Flom was fantastic in terms of the event that he put on.
Event was a huge success too.
I do think that is going to be the future of a large amount of the events that we do.
Yeah.
I think we're moving towards this era of watch parties, and I think the fact that we were able to do a watch party in person, it genuinely felt like we had Twitch chat sitting beside us watching the games, and they were so reactive, so responsive to anything that you did. It was just a great time. And I think Flom was kind of the perfect streamer to get involved in that with the two casters. Like if it was only Pixel, for example, I think it would be a very different kind of show.
Right.
But I do think we're going to move towards that in the future. I think it's really hard to pull that off, though.
I mean, fingers crossed Flom's going to be running a bunch more. They were really bullish on it. It was him and Sam.
Well, I mean, they
and
sold out the
Slove.
beer like multiple times.
Yeah,
in the venue.
the venue wants us back.
Oh, that
for
was my
sure.
next question. That was actually a good one. So there was actually a venue selling beer. Wasn't like
Two
free.
bars inside
Two
of
bars.
the venue.
Yeah,
Okay.
very nice.
What are we doing? A cash bar? We're doing like vouchers? What are we
Cash-
doing?
cash
bar.
Cash bar.
Cash
And they
bar.
were
It's
building
Vegas.
They had this thing. It was like the biggest competition during that tech pause that Mike
Yeah.
was mentioning was a beer tower. The fans were
Like
building.
a snake sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like by the glasses? Yeah.
And
Straight
so
up.
they actually
Architecture.
kept the cups from each day, and they had like day 1, day 2, day 3, and then grand final beer tower, and then people were just chugging
Wow.
beers. And then
That sounds fun.
it was a lot of fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
And then Jason realized the power you have as a caster because he said, "Chug it," and this fan just chugs
Well, when
it.
they're on camera,
Yeah.
you can just say that.
It had
then he
ice.
said,
It
"Eat
had
the
ice in
ice."
the cup, and Jason goes, "Eat the ice," and the guy just instantly snacks the ice cubes. Jason's like, "Hold on, don't do that." Flom's freaking the muck out, like, "Yo, I'm gonna have like a fucking lawsuit on my hands."
Okay, but the crowd were well behaved.
Oh yes,
they were rowdy, but in a fun way.
No one's fucking around. No one's.
No,
It's all just Flom's community, right?
Okay.
So they all know the score. They know the deal.
They
It's
know what
also
the line,
nice
they know what the
for,
line
like-
is. We can touch the line. We just can't go past.
There
it.
was a whole lot
yeah.
of fuck Flom, and that was great.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
okay.
Yeah,
You called him Flam. That was good.
I did once, only once,
Just in the final.
just in the final. In my defense, I just had a tequila shot. you
Yeah,
know?
I like that.
Catching my
Mike.
breath
That,
still.
that was a memorable moment. I enjoyed it. It was
Flame
really
lamb.
you killed it as well. Like the hosting was fantastic. You did you kind of carried. We had
I can imagine Mike did
Yeah.
a good job.
It's
Yeah.
my people, you know. It's
Yeah.
an NACS crowd.
I've
It's,
always liked your crowd work when you come and do like the ESL stages. I've always think it's never really on stream, but I get to see it in person.
Yeah.
I've always thought you've done an amazing job there.
It's so
Yeah.
much fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you get an audience through the people who self-select to go to that kind of event are like pretty knowledgeable Counter-Strike fans too. So you can get specific with them, and they get the references and the jokes and all those
True.
things. They're on the in as much as you can be from the audience, right?
Yeah.
And then I mean that LAN in particular is just a bunch of super fans, so they're all having a good time. They're
Okay.
all there to
That's a
party.
good segue for me right now because I want to understand where you see yourself as a CS talent right now in today's landscape. You do a bit of everything:
I do.
hosting, commentary, crowd work, interviews. How would you see yourself, and where would you like to be in the next year? What's your dream role? You like being the Swiss Army knife, or is there
I
something
really
you'd like to do?
Everyone, I get this question a lot, which is like, if you could do one role, which would it be? And I genuinely do like hopping around. I think desk hosting is the most consistent role. So genuinely, if I had to choose one, that's probably the one that I would do, just because not every event needs a stage host.
Right.
Not every event. I mean, interviewing can be very up and down, hit or miss, depending on players and in that moment. And then, you know, anytime anything goes wrong, the world is not happy with you, which is always fun. But I really do like flexing into everything. I think it scratches different parts of my brain. Crowd work's phenomenal. I love crowd work. I really do love the stage work in general and the stage hosting and the arena work and all that. There's just only so many stage days on the calendar. So that's I guess unless I broke into other esports, that wouldn't really be sustainable as the only thing. But I do like getting to do everything. Like on this one, I'll be desk hosting. It's really fun to do the desk because it's kind of like that one's more putting on a show. You're working in an ensemble. You can do bits. You can work in things. You can get arguments going and get segments going and sort of lean into that atmosphere. So it's a little bit more like theater almost in a way. And then stage is just all like all improv. You go in with a plan, but ultimately it just depends on what people want. You feel the energy and then you just ride it.
Would you say preparation is key for you as talent? Like we've asked that a lot of other members of talent, like how much preparation goes into your work? Do you like to do things on the fly? Do you like to, when you're hosting, for example, do you go in with a load of notes? Like what's kind of your approach to the whole
I like
desking and talent in general?
So stage, not so much. I mean, obviously you need to know the storylines and the teams that are there, but like I do just from the amount of time I spend following the scene and whatnot.
Yeah.
By nature, I'm sort of aware of that. Interviewing, I think, takes the most prep of depending on the event, depending on the demands of the event, depending on how many times you're going to talk to the same teams. You kind of need to go a little nerdy sometimes just to have different angles of things to ask them and to talk to them about it. I'm definitely still refining my prep on that. And then when it comes to desk hosting, really what I like to do is I like to do notes before the event, make sure I'm up on everything. But then live in the event, it's a lot more about setting up my analysts. This one's a little different because it's a 2-man desk. Right. So I'm de facto an analyst. So I need to be a little bit more focused on that. But I view my role as a desk host a lot of the times of like, okay, here's the angles my analysts want to take. Here's the points that we want to make. How do I facilitate their preparation? How do I facilitate their knowledge to come through as best as possible? So it really just depends on what the gig is. I probably could do more notes, but for the interviewing, there's a lot of it. And for the other roles, varying degrees, I'd say.
Good answer.
Yeah, I like that. I think one of the things that we've started talking about it, like people, there's a level of too much preparation, and you got to rely on your own skill set and what you've learned to actually keep you going in the fly.
I mean, especially just the privilege that we have to pretty much only do CS. Is that you spend all year watching CS and thinking about CS, and that keeps you pretty plugged into the conversation.
It's not like you have to wait long to get certain matchups again.
No.
So we'll talk a little bit about the Blast Bounty matchups in just a little bit, but one of the news that dropped this week was the fact that we have Buenos Aires announced as a major location. Shanghai again, not so surprising, but Buenos Aires is very surprising.
Leaked? I couldn't understand the narrative online. Was it
so
like
it leaked and there was
a
officially
report
announced
from HLTV. There were some leaks, and when they did the announcement for Buenos Aires.
I was aware when it was going on. I was like, wait, this came out of nowhere. It didn't feel like an official announcement. Then they had to just like follow it up and actually just let it go.
So FiReLEAGUE, the organization, is going to be running the major in Buenos Aires, Argentina. They're a company from Argentina. Many people don't know who the hell they are because they haven't run a big event. And so Henry and I, we know who they are. All right.
Yeah,
so
here's
this
where
is
I swap into host and start interviewing you guys.
We have worked with these guys before, but it was in 2023.
Let's pull up that photo of us on screen right now of us in the polo shirts at Camp Nou.
Archie,
yeah,
bring that up.
There's a good photo.
Pull that shit up, Archie.
There's a good photo of us at Camp Nou in FiReLEAGUE t-shirts.
Yeah,
pull that up now.
Yeah, we have polo shirts. We got matching polo shirts. They didn't have like the little protection thing on the embroidery.
For the nipples?
Yeah, the nipple trade. It was the whole thing. So if you could, for the major, if we get to work that, that's one thing I would like to improve on. But
no chafed nipples for the major.
Yeah, you don't want chafed nipples.
That's really the way they need to upgrade their production.
Maybe a couple different ones. We don't want to wear the same one for 3 weeks, but a couple days that was fine. We were in Barcelona and we were working in the Camp Nou, which is Barcelona's football or soccer stadium. It is the largest top tier football stadium.
You can say football. I'm not going to get confused and think there's an NFL team in Barcelona.
There actually could be. There could be. There's basketball right around the corner.
Yeah.
But they run in this huge event for some reason inside of the stadium. But it was more like a conference hall.
It was like one of the small rooms within the stadium. It was still cool to do the media day on the pitch and stuff.
And they had a lot of ambition in terms of where they wanted to be, what they wanted to do. And I remember having a call with them. For the first time, I always have contacts with the weirdest, smallest TOs, and this was many years ago. I was like, Henry, I have something for you. So let's get into a call. And they asked if we spoke Spanish. We did not.
Hablo español.
And so I think it was kind of
have to work on that.
I think it was a crazy sort of culture shock for them because they'd only done events in South America.
Yeah.
For us to mention how much we wanted to get paid, or like them understanding, all of the standards of the events required that we're kind of used to and players are used to, et cetera, was quite shocking for them. But they agreed and they did pay. So I think they have a lot of ambition of what they want for the future. And they were saying at that time they would love to start doing events like Blast and ESL, et cetera. So I'm glad that they've got this opportunity, but it's out of the blue.
Dude.
And I think that's what everybody's shocked about, because they were meant to run an event in Argentina with PGL last year, but it got canceled.
Yeah.
So now they've got a major, and we were meant to work another event with them, undisclosed, but it was meant to come up. It also got canceled. So they haven't had a lot of experience.
I'm looking forward to it. I think they are definitely skilled and passionate people, but the scale they're going to be going from that smaller event we did, like 8 teams, kind of. It was a LAN, but it was like just you and me doing the whole thing. It was very,
we did
very
literally
small
everything,
scale
yeah.
production, right? It went well. We did the show. I feel like it's going to be a massive task going forward, trying to take on a major, as it always is. We just saw Starladder do it. I didn't think they had it in them, but they managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got enough time. And
they won event of the year.
Yeah, true.
They did.
After being away for so long, I didn't think they had it in them. But I think with enough time and prep, and I assume like that's their stomping ground. That's their city.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, that's also.
They've got the resources. They don't have to ship everything in there. So
I think
feel like
It's kind of crazy after the Bestia thing and the run up to Austin that it's like, that was the
bring
whole
the visas to
Argentina
them.
al Mundial. Now it's a Mundial al Argentina. We're going straight to Buenos
Did
Aires.
they ever sue Blast in the end?
I don't think so.
No, I
mean,
don't
there
think
was
it ever happened.
there was extensive documentation. of
No,
all
they
the
got
ways
an agreement. They
had
got an
fucked up.
agreement. They were said, we'll actually bring a major to Argentina if you just chill. If you sit
Drop
back,
this.
we'll
Relax.
bring the major to you. But
that's
that's
so
going to be exciting. I think for this FiReLEAGUE company, they've been running these events in South America as well, like these really cool ones. Like
They ran the one in the subway station, right?
yeah, and
then
there
there was
on
one
an
on a
aircraft
boat.
carrier.
Oh yeah, it was on an
It
aircraft
was on
carrier.
an aircraft carrier. So
Which
they're
is
doing
crazy.
some weird stuff. So they
Where will
probably,
the major be? Is the real question.
I think they've got some crazy money somewhere,
Back of an elephant.
obviously, because they're running a major. But it's like, I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't know, but it's they have some really unique concepts. So if you can run, a CS event in the equivalent of the London Underground, I think you might be able to pull off one in an arena.
Oh, well, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. So that's coming up. But let's talk about Blast a little bit. We had, I think the biggest surprise for me was some of the teams that dropped out earlier in the competition. We had Navi, FaZe, Astralis, Aurora. Some of those more surprising than others. But who was the biggest surprise for you, Mike?
The Navi game to me was the most shocking. The Navi, it was Navi Monty. And the thing that was shocking about it wasn't just that it happened, right? Because sometimes you have teams start the season online and they start flat and they just look shit, and that happens. And like Navi didn't look great, shall we say. But honestly, the most surprising part of that to me was that I was really impressed with what Monty were doing. I was really impressed with Gizmy in particular and some of the calls and the way they're setting up.
He is looking very sharp, and the
He's
team's looking good
sharp.
overall. Yeah,
And he's got a huge hand in that. Like I think I had watched Gizmy on this team before he was IGL, before it was sort of his team.
Yep.
But I'm pretty impressed with what I saw, and and it's not easy to do that against a Blade team. I mean, you could say, yeah, first, start of the season, so on and so forth. They're boot camping, they're figuring stuff out. But it's also not like, and this is something they emphasized to us in the interviews, it's not like they're coming fresh into this. They had a week-long boot camp before it. So they actually came back earlier than a lot of teams did, or a lot of tier 1 teams did. So Navi should have been a little bit better prepared for it. Troubling for Navi, but I think really exciting for Monty.
What was the general sentiment? Are we just saying it's first week back, it's online? Is that what most of these teams are saying? I said,
Yeah.
what other narrative can you really conclude after all these
I'm
games?
sure
That's
I'm
the
sure
problem.
Blade let them know every time they had messed up in
And
the film review.
I guess that was the same for like FaZe losing to JW's team, right?
Eyeballers. Yeah.
FaZe
JW is winning
What is
again.
going on? I didn't-
Let's go.
To me, that's
the
still a
highlights,
shocker.
right?
But then they played Vitality well.
Yeah, they did. They got like 11 rounds on Anubis or
Yes,
something. Yeah,
they played Vitality really well. Like
Yeah.
the team, the reality is that one of the reasons I like Bounty is that because you go down to 32 teams, you get some teams that don't normally get these opportunities in the mix.
Right.
And it's online Counter-Strike, and it's the start of the season. So you have some rust factors for the tier 1s, but you also have an opportunity for these guys who've been grinding 9 million CCTs and the like to show that
So,
they actually have developed.
With that in mind, are you saying it was a overperformance from eyeballers and underperformance by FaZe?
Yes.
Yes.
Be both.
Yes.
It's phase in an online BO3 where it's
I
single
know, but that's
elimination,
like-
right?
Surely that, like, they're still the better Counter-Strike team. Like, the online advantages surely go in
Yes.
their favor as well. Like, I don't think it's
Yeah.
like, you can't just say, like, oh, it's online, nothing counts. Like,
It's not that nothing counts. It's just I mean, think about the way we were talking about FaZe before the major, right?
Yeah.
Like FaZe is one of these teams now where it just does not. I don't know that we're ever gonna get consistency
Dude,
the way that
FaZe's
we demand
floor
of
is
Tier 1
low.
teams.
Like the way they barely scraped through stage 1 of
Yeah,
the
dude.
major.
Grand
Like-
final, they're into this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the insane part. Is like the peaks are so high, and when it's
It's
the championship event,
The
if
roller
they
coaster
lock in,
begins.
they're so good. But if they don't start off their bonus multiplier, giving a shit, whatever it is,
Yeah, I guess
They
you're
can be
right.
so bad.
They need that downfall to start.
But
They
I
need to like
thought-
taste the mud before they can pick themselves.
I thought
back
this
up
format
on
would have
the
been sick for FaZe because like single limb. So I was like,
Yeah.
your backs are against the wall immediately, but not the case.
you gotta taste the defeat
Well,
early.
Twist
Yeah, get
it going.
Twist gave an interview after that game saying, that they're not too worried.
I know, and I'm not too worried either. It's
Literally,
just like-
everyone who loses can go. It was one online BO3. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
But maybe you should worry.
I think the
about some
Warriors
stuff.
are for Aurora, and I think it was Maui who did a tweet saying that Aurora to me, and if it's not, then sorry for misquoting Maui and getting the Turkish on his side, but
No,
or
he did
against him.
tweet us.
Yeah, he said that it feels like a Madger is an IGL that's just on the chopping block that you obviously need to change with, but you just don't have any options around.
Yeah.
And I think I have to agree with that. And then Dust came in with a good point as well. He was like, the coach Faber's been there for like 3 years. Like, what if you need to change in that department in terms of strategy, maybe you look
change
at
that first. Yeah,
Just looking at the way that they're using Soulfly, they brought Soulfly in to replace Jota. They put him in a lot of his spots. Soulfly is not that guy. Soulfly is a hard entry, crazy aggressive player, has been for years, played that way on Sangal, played that way every time that I've watched Soulfly. And if you're not letting Soulfly stick his face in the blender, he's just not really going to deliver you what he can. So it's kind of square peg, round hole. And maybe they're going to change up some of that. But
Yeah.
this just feels like a team that's been in this situation for so long where they've had the cap on their ability.
Losing Jota is like one of the worst things that could happen to this team because
He benched himself.
yeah, I mean, we were casting so many of the Aurora games before when
Yeah.
they had that inconsistent roster, and you're watching players like Emo you're just watching like, oh guys, they're playing so well for the first 10 rounds of the game, and then Emo just starts doing mental individual stuff. It's like, why? You're winning, you're about to win, like you've just killed everything. And then they start tilting. Xantares turns around and starts screaming at someone, and then it's done. It's GG.
there's always this one crazy, disastrous round in the worst possible time.
and they never recover from
Like,
it.
yeah, what was that round recently where Madger was on the
Was it
B-bomb
Pro
side
League?
of Dust too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck. That
They-
was a
Brokey-
real stinker.
It was Brokey in a clutch.
Oh my god.
He ran out of time. Brokey's running on T side. There's no time to plant the ball. Madger runs through the double doors
That was it, yeah.
through the smoke
Oh,
and just dies. And it's like, all right, that was literally the only way to lose the
It
round.
was,
They're like,
it was for the game as well. It was so
they got eliminated.
yeah.
This is also a team that just like, even after they win, you'll see them yelling at each other coming off stage. Like this team is so contentious and has been for years where sometimes they'll talk about it and they'll be like, yeah, well, but we just kind of have to make it work because it's a small scene. We don't have that many people to bring in.
Right.
But you had that period of time where it was like everybody got added and dropped and added and dropped and it's a tough environment. Like I get why Jota might have wanted to bench himself. Like they are.
Dude, that last year must have been so exhausting because they finally get the win
Yeah.
in Bucharest. And instead of jumping up and celebrating, it felt like they jumped up and had like a sigh of relief of like, holy fuck, thank
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
It's-
glad we did that. Because at that point, I don't even know. If Aurora had lost in a reverse sweep, BO5 final to Legacy, I don't even know what would have, I don't even want to think about what would have happened in that room.
You would have
So-
witnessed a murder live on stage.
Maybe. Well, I'm glad that, we've got that out the way. Aurora, you always have to talk about them, as Chad will tell us. But we move on to talk about some of the teams that are performing well and some of the teams that we're excited about, Mike. In terms
Okay.
of looking at who you think might win this event, who are you looking at?
What's the format? We've got like just 8-team bracket. Right?
Single
We started
elim.
the quarterfinals, right? Essentially, that's
It's all single elim. It's a straight bracket through, and you get to draft your opponents after every round.
that's what I
That's-
wasn't
yeah.
100
That's the
percent sure
exciting
on. That's
aspect
when
of
I
this.
saw this on the
So
screen.
we
I was
have
like,
the draft show coming up.
you get to choose who you're
They'll be
playing
picking
against.
their matchups. It goes
Sorry,
by
bottom seeds, right?
Got it.
Yeah, so
Got
it's
it,
seed
got it,
1
got it.
through 8. Seed 5 picks their first. Seed 6, seed 7, seed 8
Okay,
picks their matchup. So Liquid get first pick.
so I guess that begs the question: who would Liquid pick?
Falcons. No Kyosuke.
Yeah, no
Good.
Zonic.
Kyosuke,
No
no
Zonic.
Visa, can't come in.
Yeah,
no
no
Zonic
Zonic
as
as
well.
well.
Dealing with the death of his brother, which, serious condolences, sympathies. That's awful.
Jeez.
So Falcons are just kind of in an unstable place. Like the reality is that you're still playing with fire because you could always just have a game
mean,
from
there's
Monacy where he
no
kills
real
everybody.
Good choice apart from Falcons, I suppose.
No.
There's a
Everyone's
caveat
top
with
three
Falcons.
team.
There's not
Yeah.
many caveats going on those other teams.
I'm curious about Furia. Just getting played close in some of these opening games. I do think that I think they should be back to being very good, but I do wonder if there's a
So-
little bit of a hangover from the disappointment of the major to get back to it.
The way I would select it is Falcons. You pick them first, then Furia, because I think with Furia, they're a team you can beat, but
Yeah.
by playing Counter Strike against them, in terms of like they will play with the system. Molodoi is a great player, but like you can play against Furia in terms of the preparation they bring to the table. Spirit, there's nothing you can do if Donk has a good game. There is nothing you can do if Zaiwu has a pop-off game with Robs. You know, there's just so many factors in those Vitality Spirit games that are so important in terms of they're great teams, and they also have that freakish individual. Whereas I think for Furia, they're a team that, yes, great team, but I think you can beat them by playing just good Counter-Strike.
What do you guys think of the new look Spirit so far?
Yeah, I think Magix is playing calling pretty well. I think I'm excited about it. He basically, you still got Halley there, so you're still gonna have a system that
It was interesting. I talked to him about it because I'd done a bunch of interviews with Chopper where, I tried to ask Chopper questions about the system and how he wanted to set it up. And he would always emphasize that from his perspective, it was Holly's system and he was calling it. And he always was very clear about that delineation. That was
Really?
how Holly wanted to set up the team, and then he
Okay.
would call it. I asked Magix sort of the same thing. And he said, no, I think it's important that there's multiple voices contributing and that it's not just one voice.
Well, that's better because Magix also frags better. So
Yeah, I'm
general.
everything I've
what is-
heard from
what-
Magix
okay,
is
sorry though,
encouraging.
but like, what is Chopper really bringing to the table at that point? If he's not,
He's calling.
He was looking diabolical towards the end of his tenure there. So if he's not really coming up with all the strats and like he's just deploying someone else's, like he's just like thinking, I'll
he
just
gets
call
some
this
kills
one.
on SMG sometimes.
He's just not getting in there. He's not working on the engine.
think
He's
it
just
was-
driving the car.
Either way, it's a good time. He's out of there. This is the future of it. I agree
Zontix
about
is
him.
back. We're happy about that.
I don't. Yeah, I feel like this having. I feel like Magic's gonna bring. Hopefully, the vibes look good. I don't know on webcam maybe you could work that out, but I assume the vibes are gonna be good in the camp and they're gonna be looking.
They weren't boot camping, so they were all in their own setup. So they were just kind of mostly
Which is
stone
very
faced.
damn.
Yeah,
That's very damn.
you know,
thing to do.
just
there
rock
was
up.
like no Donk got an ace and then just no emotion.
Yeah, well, that's,
Um,
it's kind of another day at the office.
Zontix looks like a statue at all times.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
Tanier was.
And
smiling
Magix
at
looks like
times.
John Wick, so we're killing
Yeah,
it now.
black
Oh, he's
hair.
got the long. He's ditched the bleeps like me.
He had the
black.
Yakuza
Black.
characters
I've
on
gone back to
the
black
wall
as well.
behind
Okay.
him.
Nice.
Have you played the Yakuza games?
The what games?
Yakuza games? Yakuza games?
No, I haven't. I'm aware of them. I haven't played them.
So he had the two main characters just
Yeah.
in giant cardboard cutouts behind him.
Damn. No Christmas tree.
No, that was Lau
Bonks,
and
right?
X.
Yeah.
Well, we
boy.
have obviously with Spirit, we talk about them. We see Zwei leave that team. He's gone to Paravision. He actually
Yes.
popped the hell off.
He's looking so good, dude.
Like Zwei's so back. And I think we got to see at moments throughout the Budapest major. Like Zwei actually had some really bad games, but also just really good maps. So I think this is actually the perfect place for him to be.
I
You know,
really hope we get a Perry Spirit first round.
that'd be really cool, and I would love that. And see James really mold Zwei into like figure out how to get the best out of him, because what James did with his team already is so impressive, and I think Zwei is an upgrade coming into the team. So I think it's a better spot for Zwei. I think it's better for Spirit. Everybody kind of wins there. Gamer Legion, you look at a whole team here. Heroic and Gamer Legion, they're just not like the rest, are they?
No.
Like,
I mean, it's a new look Gamer Legion though, right?
yeah, no
Snacks
Ash.
is back.
Snacks is back in
Snacks
the building.
is back and he's
Snacks is
probably
back.
ravenous at this point. I would
Extremely,
say.
extremely. He's been
no,
starving.
no Ash. I didn't consider that factor. That's kind of huge. Is that he's been there a long time. He's been there like 5 or 6 years. I guess he's just having a step back for now. I don't think he's,
Dude,
like,
I think
left,
it was
right?
just
Right
so
now.
disappointing time and time again for Gamer
He looked
Legion.
stressed every game.
Yeah,
I think like
yeah.
their mental was so weak in that team. Like he just couldn't handle watching it every
He
single
talked
time.
about it, about his reasons for taking the step back, and one of the things he talked about was just that he basically lost the ability to do the mental bounce back. Where like even in
Yeah.
it, he's the coach, so he's having to like project
his
good
head's in the
vibes.
bin. That's
And
not going to help anyone. He needs to be the one like
He said he was getting annoyed at like little details what his players would do. And
yeah.
it was tilting him in the game. Okay, so we have to pick a winner and an underdog for this. I'm gonna go with a winner. Team Spirit are gonna win this. I feel it. It just seems like that kind of event.
The whole event. They
Yeah.
have won both of the previous bounties.
Yeah.
So brave pick there.
Brave pick indeed. So I think Spirit are gonna win this. Underdog, I guess an underdog you could say is Falcons, because they have so many things going against them, as you point out. So they would be an underdog if they pulled it off. But yeah, out of that list, that would be for me Spirit Falcons.
Mike.
I'll go favorite Vitality. I think it's between Vitality and Spirit. I think you haven't seen enough of a test of Spirit yet with Magic's IGLing to know how he's going to react when things don't work, kind of thing. And so we'll get that against some of the better competition. I think Vitality look like they're continuing their fine form. The only question is if they have a little bit of a slower start like we saw last year where they lost out in the bounty. My underdog is Perivision, man. Perivision looks so damn good right now. They're calling really nicely. Players are playing super well. Nota's playing super well. Sway looks incredible. Jame is Jame. You know, he's still off saving somewhere, but the brain is turning, and you can see the gears turning in a lot of those mid-round situations where he's just calling nightmares for people. I think Perivision's an underdog. I do think their path's going to take them through either Vitality or Spirit first round, so this is a tough underdog call. But I don't know, man. That's my dark horse.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to go Vitality as well for obvious reasons. I feel like they are the favorite. I feel like they got the consistency, the longest standing roster. Furia, I think they've kind of like lost some of their charm now after a couple of like disappointing results. But generally speaking, I'm a huge Furia fan. I just feel like the Magic's kind of dwindling a little bit. I think they've been found out after playing so many tournaments. My underdog, however, though, is going to be Team Liquid.
Okay.
Because had more time.
They've had more time.
I'm the American, and I didn't pick them.
They've had more time at this stage. And finally, I feel like they might be able to do something. I'm not looking for a deep run. I'm looking just to win one game here. One single best of three.
It took an Elige god tier performance for them to win an OT map 3 against NIP.
That can happen again. We can bring that.
It's gonna have to happen every fucking
bring that
map.
form back.
Elige, there we go.
Yeah, I want to see Elige smile. That's what I
feel
want
like
to see.
I'm usually peaked illusion, and I'm not buying in yet. If they do it on LAN here in the studio, I'll start to buy.
How many more years does this Liquid roster go, Mike? How many times?
Well, it's not the same Liquid. I mean, the only constant at this point is
the
NAF.
management team, like.
Well, that is a question, isn't it?
That
is well, you know,
how many rosters are we going through before we keep saying, oh, you know, we need more time?
The thing is, experienced GM of a North American organization, you might be most qualified to answer that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they didn't give you a whole lot of time.
I only got one season though, bro. They answered that question, and I just asked very quickly with me. I got a couple of online best of threes, and
you didn't even get to play LAN, bro.
Didn't even get to go to one single LAN. They've had hundreds of LANs, I believe. So I'd say,
you know what? The thing with Liquid is, I'll touch on this really quick. I feel like they make all the moves you want them to make, like mostly. You know,
it's crazy how every time they make a roster move, you're like, on paper, great move, and then immediately that player falls off a fucking cliff.
They just have a curse in the Team Liquid jersey. It feels like, oh, Nerds, he's such a hot prospect. He's gone to shit, hasn't he? Like, at least I think for Team Liquid, at least. You know, they've had more time, as Henry was saying. So hopefully coming into this event, we get to see a little bit stronger.
We should get a Team Liquid flag for this.
More time?
Yeah, we should get it up there. I feel like that's such a big part of the show.
Just one more event.
Yeah, I think
you have the Falcons jersey or flag with just one more star, and Liquid is just one more event.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then we just get like a little cardboard cutout of our boy.
Our boy
Mac, and his suggestion. Remember?
What was his suggestion?
Remember we said to Mac on the second episode we had of this podcast. He's like, you know, I don't really know what happened, but you know who would? Trav. And so I want a cardboard cut of our boy Trav.
Trav?
Dude,
Trav right here. We love Trav.
See,
you haven't even
you
got him on the
life
podcast.
size.
No, I asked him at HOTV Awards though.
He said he would do it?
Yeah, I think I said like, there's a way we can get you on there. We should come on. For sure.
Next episode?
On the pod?
Next episode? Yeah, okay.
Next episode.
I'll message.
We're going to get Trav. We're going to get Trav.
I'll get Trav on
We have to.
I'll see if I can sign I'll present him a contract and see if he signs.
All right. We got to get Trav on the podcast. Yeah. All right. So you're not buying in on Liquid, but let's find out what you are buying as we move on to our next segment, Counter Stock.
Best segment of the show, Mike. This is something we do very well.
Okay.
We need a jingle.
Do you have a theme song?
No, we do not.
Do you want a freestyle one?
No. So we move on quite quickly. We'll buy, sell, hold. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You buy something you like in Counter-Strike, you sell something you don't like, and you hold on to something you think might have an upside, Mike. So tell me, what are you wanting to do? Buy, sell, hold. You can choose anything you'd like.
Oh, I don't have to do all three.
No, we'll do one each.
You don't even have to pick something that's on the board.
So
you can do your own thing.
You go first. You choose your favorite. Those are some suggestions. Or
do your own thing.
Go nuts and choose your own thing.
It looks like Mirage out the window if you're apartment.
I'll do one while you're thinking.
It is very orange right now.
It does. What's going on? I'll do one while we're thinking because I'm just going to Anubis because we haven't spoken about it yet. It's back in the map pool. One of my favorite maps to play. Loved the way it was evolving towards the end of the
doing for it? Buying?
I'm going to be buying it. Yeah, I'm going to be buying it. I guess either way, I'm just saying I like Anubis. I just wanted to get it on the show, kind of just crowbar it in.
I'm with you.
I feel like it never got its chance to show us what it's made of, because the CT economy situation when it was in the map pool was so dire, you couldn't really get going. I think with the slight buff CTs have had right now, it's going to be more interesting. I think just as it was removed as well, we are finally seeing what a defensive side can do offensively. They were understanding the map. You can't just sit in bomb sites and wait for the T's to come to you. We are seeing aggressive maneuvers like smoking the steps, Molotov in the rugs, pushing out from dark, and a kind of pincering from window as well. There were so many aggressive little maneuvers that were starting to be deployed. Then the map got removed. Now we've got that CT buff coming in as well. I think people will stop saying, oh, it's too T-sided. I feel like there's going to be options, and I think it's going to be a map now. It's a shame Train's gone, I will say that. That pissed me off. Mirage or Inferno should probably be gone. But happy Anubis is back. I guess there's speculation there'll be like further changes made to the map though, right? So that's why I'm buying it, I suppose, with the idea
For the possible upside.
it will
And then,
go up.
yeah.
If they do make some good changes, I think that shit's going
The
to
theory is it's happening like right now because they just
Yeah.
suspended Premier matchmaking, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the season's
So they
changing.
think it's going to come out.
Okay. So,
So if changes were going to
I
happen,
suppose.
Yeah, you
It'd
buy
Or
be
it
they
right
should
time.
sell the news famously. That's
Yeah.
what they do say.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
we haven't bought anything yet, so we can't really sell anything if we don't have something to buy.
I'm buying Anubis.
There we go.
All right.
Anubis has been bought by Henry.
should I go positive or should I go negative?
Well, you got to do a sell or a hold now.
Oh, we
So-
have to do a sell or a hold. All right, I'll go sell. So we were just talking about liquid. I think now's when you sell. It's not. So this
Sell
is
liquid.
this is very counter my usual rep as an NA guy.
You're leaving North America.
You're
you
right.
tried them fully now.
I'm European now. No, so I think that they had a decent online event. I don't think I'm buying into it yet. Maybe you could make an argument this is a hold, but I'm going to go sell because I think that you take the bump that they're going to have off of this online result, off these two online BO3s, which, again, they wouldn't have made it through the first round without a god performance from Alish. 2 aces,
Right.
one with the same map. I'm not into it yet. I also watched their major documentary in the offseason where they did their internal team look. And, that's literally the team's media department making a documentary about their team. It's going to be about the most favorable team propaganda that you can do, generally speaking. I left that thinking, I'm really discouraged listening to their team talks, listening to their internal comms, just the little snippets that they include.
things
right?
ain't good
The
over there, huh?
conversations they're having during the major.
Right.
I was not feeling great about it coming into the season, and then they made no changes, which I can understand wanting to have some
They've
stability.
made a lot of changes.
Yes.
It's like last year alone, it was like 3, I think.
Trying
So-
to let this thing ride, I get it, but a lot of those the problems are still there. Ultimate's still having really rough runs of form on the alt, which is super concerning.
But when he peaks, it looks unbelievably good.
Yeah, like 1 out of 10 maps.
Yeah, but
That's
there's no other offer to pick
Maybe
up right
unfair,
now.
but yes. When those unbelievable showings are 1 in 10.
Look,
yeah.
if his average was like a 1.05
Sure,
rating
yeah.
and then the peaks were like a 1.2, but the average is like a 0.8 rating on a lot of these
Yeah.
maps where he is just getting exposed over and over again. It's tough, man. He's had some really rough games, and
He's had
been
some
there for a
stinkers.
while now.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I can get behind it.
And it was Twist that brought him in as well. Said, I found this guy, guys. Gotta leave this grenade for you here.
Bye-bye.
I'm peacing
I'm gonna go play
out.
with Brokey. So
Cheers for that one, boys.
yeah, it hasn't really worked out for Team Liquid. Maybe this is their event, as Henry has put them as the underdog. I'm gonna hold on to Team Spirit. I think where they're at right now, this is exactly what I wanted to see.
Okay.
Magic, Zontek's back, playing well. Excited to see what this future is. You have Magic who can improve as an IGL, so there's more upside to them. Donk obviously is Donk. You got Tanir who's going to have time to grow inside of the squad. Shiro, one of the best offers last year, just in the world in general. So I think for Spirit, I'm going to hold on to them. I feel like they're going to just be a contender the whole year long. And I really do think they have a huge upside coming their way as well. So for me, I think it's almost inarguable, really. Like Spirit are just a great team to hold on to.
I think if anything, the only argument is that they should be a buy. That you've already seen enough, but it's
Yeah.
2 BO3s online. So let me see them on land. Let me see them against like a Vitality,
Oh, baby.
and I'll be buying.
Just to clarify, people like me that don't know, they're going to be choosing the matchups tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And then the games
Yeah.
are on Thursday.
The games are on Thursday, yeah.
So is it like you're doing a draft show?
So it'll be Banks doing the draft show this time around. I
Okay.
did them last time around.
Yep.
But I'm doing we've got a wheel.
Oh,
there's-
okay.
wheel.
There's some fun
This
things.
will probably be coming out after that, but still.
Who knows? It might.
Viewers
people
might have,
might know.
I don't know.
might
Our
have enjoyed-
podcast sometimes.
Hope you enjoyed the wheel. Did Mike kill it on the wheel? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out. It's going to be interesting to see whether players buy in more with this than they did with the wagers. I'll keep trying.
Well,
Okay.
just like wheels, Counter-Strike keeps rolling. And so our next episode is going to be all about the Intel Extreme Masters Krakow 2026. First time we're moving out of Katowice in many, many years. We're going to be going to Krakow, which is just a better city. So excited for that one. I lived there for a year, and I visited Katowice many years. So
Yeah, in terms of culture, size,
Yes.
scale.
and it's right
everything.
beside it. The bars are great. The food is really fantastic. You're all gonna have a good time there when you go to Krakow. So we'll talk about that in the next episode. But is there anything you'd like to say, Mike, before we let you
Anything you
go?
want to plug? Anything you're promoting? Any podcasts?
I guess I'm going to be in Europe now, so EUTOs, hit me up. Let's do some stuff. Otherwise, yeah, looking forward to another great year of CS. Good year of Counter-Strike. Don't worry, NA fans, I will still be in North America a lot and shilling for that most of the time. This
Yes,
is
we
just a
will-
weird exception.
If there is a Flom LAN, we will be there. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm wearing the
has his
hoodie
back.
right now, so you better, let's see.
Oh, that's Flom merch.
I got Flom merch on too,
Oh,
actually.
damn.
Look, come on, guys.
Here we go,
There
Flom
we
merch.
go. There we go. There we
That's
go.
why, shout outs to Flom. That's what we're saying right
Shout
now.
out to
Yes,
Flom. I can
That's
get
the
on board
shout
with
out.
that.
Shout out to
If,
Flom
The next
one time.
Flom land comes up, watch it, because the more people who watch it, the more money you can get to run more.
All right. Who is this show brought to you by, Dinko?
That would be brought to you by Bitcoin Casino.vip.